international expansions had been announced earlier, so it's a reiteration perhaps that a manufacturing facility could be set up in Latin America, in Peru. Those really are the significant announcements. It's more like a feel-good press conference, not really anything concrete. But Siddharth Lal, this MD and CEO of Eicher Motors, is detailing a good set of numbers that they announced earlier for Q1.
That we're in. It's the main two businesses, the commercial vehicles and motorcycles. In commercial vehicles, the industry is still extremely weak and really at the bottom of a very large down cycle. So we're 18 months into the down cycle. We've had in this quarter in the 5-ton and above truck and bus segment, we've had a decline of 12.5% in the industry to just over 77,000 units, and the decline last quarter was in the tune of 31% over the quarter last year. So really we are in the depths of a down cycle. Despite that, we have been able to restrict our downturn at Eicher with Eicher trucks and buses with a sales volume of 10,900 plus units, which is a decline of 8% compared to the industry of 12.5. So we've been able to actually increase marginally on our market share in this quarter as well. Coming to segment-wise performance, in the light and medium duty trucks, which is 5 to 14 tons, we sold 5,724 units, which is around 12% less than the same quarter last year, whereas the industry was down by 2.4%. So we've lost marginally on market share there, with a market share now of around 29%. In the heavy duty segment of trucks of 16 ton and above, we sold 1,289 units, which is 32% lower than last year, whereas the industry declined by 19%, and our market share consequently was 4%. In the bus segment, we've had a excellent quarter, so we've significantly outperformed the industry. So in this quarter, in the period in question, which is April to June of 2013, quarter 2 for us, we sold 3,331 units, which is a 20% increase, whereas the industry actually declined by 3%. So as a result, we've had an all-time high market share of 16.6% compared to 13.5% last year. Exports continue to be sluggish. We did 562 units, which is 20% down from last year, and the industry was 30% down. In our Volvo Trucks unit, the market again in the high-end trucks is down significantly, and we sold 121 units, which is a decline of around 20%. Therefore, overall in commercial vehicles, I'd like to reiterate that we've continued to invest tremendously in the joint venture. So we've invested in all the significant areas, and the commitment from the joint venture, which is now incidentally just 5 years old last month, the joint venture is continuing extremely strongly, and while we would have preferred if the industry is more favorable, we see that hopefully by the end of this year we should, and by the festive season, perhaps there could be some upturn in the industry. But our commitment to driving modernization continues extremely strongly, so we are continuing to invest in our industrial areas, in our new products. The new product range for Eicher trucks and buses is coming out starting end of this year through 2014 and 2015. So we have a full new range of products which are coming out, which will take our position to a totally different level. We are investing heavily in the distribution, in the aftermarket, in the industrial area. So a lot of investments still going in. In the 5 years since the commencement of the joint venture, we've invested 1,200 crores, and in these two years, which is calendar year 2013 and 2014, we will invest another 1,300, so which makes it an overall of 2,500 crores over the 6.5 years which this joint venture will be, and that's a significant investment into the modernization of the Indian commercial vehicle industry, which we are going after.
Okay, that's actually Eicher Motors' numbers were good. You can note the difference between the tone. Munjal sounding very gung-ho about the festive season, and Siddharth Lal, though of course he has a smaller presence in bikes, he's more into the commercial vehicle segment, but sounding a little sedate. But the numbers were very good. Analyst expectations were that he should post about 94 crores. He did 92.3, but that was only because the other income was lower than expected. So technically he was about 10% ahead of estimates, and margins improved by about 100 basis points. So Aisha gets a thumbs up from the market.
And the stock has been quite an outperformer. I think the 2-year chart of Aisha Motor, we keep talking about, how so many stocks have not made money for investors. In the last 2 years, Aisha Motor stock has rallied from levels of 1,000 and now all the way to that 3,500 mark. So that stock has actually given investors perhaps a lot of money. That's the 1-year chart, but even over there, it's seen a rally of about 70%, and in 2 years, it's actually been quite a multi-bag, 1,000 to 3,500. Need to slip into a very short break on that note. Up next, a technical check on the markets. Remember, we're at the high point of the day. Shardul Kulkarni joins in next.